So we are here with one of the co-founders of Overplay. How is it going?
Awesome.
So can you maybe explain, and I interviewed Caroline on the podcast, Everything Intellectual Property, so definitely go check that out for a full interview where not only is the product is sweet, which I'm going to have her kind of describing a little bit, but she gave some jewels throughout the interview, so definitely check that out. But can you describe for the listeners who maybe haven't saw the interview what Overplay is?
Sure. So Overplay is a platform that anyone can use to make any video into a game. And it's on iOS and Android. It's a free app, and you can download it right now. And you could just upload your video and then put literally taps, swipes, rolls, pitches on top of your game. And now you'll have created a game from your video, so anyone can do it.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, and let me ask you this, because you were telling me something, showing me about the car. Can you kind of announce that? Has that been announced? Can you talk a little bit about the NASCAR that you guys have?
Sure. Yeah. So we recently just announced that we're doing a partnership with NASCAR teams. So Overplay is actually going to have a car, a motorcycle, and a truck affiliated with NASCAR. And I haven't announced the drivers just yet, so the numbers are still a little bit TBD. But yeah, we're going to be at different races throughout the year. We're actually going to have an Overplay Nascar with our logo and imagery and QR codes and stuff like that on it. So it's really going to be a celebration of Overplay really coming out into the real world. Drivers are going to be making games of their races. It's going to be super cool. And the thing that's so cool about us being with NASCAR is that the whole impetus for the creation of Overplay came from the role-based motion. And so now that we're going to be driving a car, this harkens back to what Overplay was created from. So yeah, super excited.
So then two last questions before I get you up out of here. Yeah. Number one, again, we're at the Shark Tank Reunion Conference. It's another, pretty much your colleagues. It's like a fraternity with you all, where it's a small set of contestants that's been on Shark Tank. But it's been a lot of information. I've been thankful to be able to kind of sit back and take down notes. What is maybe some of the things that stood out from you, from the presenters, or just really from this weekend, 2 days so far, that you was like, man, I'm glad I really came because I learned that and that's going to help me out, or it's just good information to know? What would you say is something that stood out essentially? Yeah,
some little gems, I think, are one of the big things is that if you are trying to get your product out there and you haven't built this big audience yet, is that you could really partner with folks who already have a big audience, and you can maybe, and it could be with your product, but for us, it's interesting because we are a software company, so the partnership with NASCAR is a big one. Of course, NASCAR has millions of viewers, and so Overplay will suddenly be in front of millions of other folks, but it really has made me think about all sorts of other partnerships that Overplay could do. And then another piece as well is that something in the back of all Shark Tank founders' minds is that what's going to happen with your company? Are you going to continue to run your company for a long time? Will you sell your company? So there's been some really interesting conversations from folks who help people with M&A with the selling of a company. So you always want to have that in the back of your mind, so that way you're positioning your company well for potentially in the future to be sold. So that's interesting. Yeah.
Nice. And then I guess the last question is, again, this is Everything Intellectual Property is the name of the channel. Obviously, I'm an intellectual property attorney. So can you talk just a little bit about the importance of IP for Overplay, whether it's the trademarks, whether it's the patents? I would imagine that that's a big part of you guys, whether it's getting investments, being able to kind of stand out and kind of stake your dominance within your technology area. Yeah. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, especially now with NASCAR, it's so important that our trademark is that we've got it, and then the patents as well, the partnerships. One of the things now, it's even with the valuation of the company, it's people are well, what have you protected? And so IP all around has been so important for our business. Maybe more so than almost anyone else here. So I'm really happy that we went down the route and checkmarked those boxes legally. Yeah,
for sure. Well, audience, definitely go check out, number one, our interview on the channel, Everything Intellectual Property, Overplay. It was phenomenal. But then two, and maybe more importantly, go download the app. Yeah. Go play it, give feedback, follow Overplay on the social medias. Is it just Overplay the name?
Yeah, Overplay. Overplay.com. You could check out, we have a free app on iOS and Android. There's buttons right on overplay.com that you could click on, and it goes right to the download. Yeah.
Well, go check it out. Yeah. Give some feedback, leave some comments, and this is a good one, so thanks for this.
Thank you so much.
All right, take care.
Thanks.